is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you on a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. We're going to have some fun. Again, I did this a couple years ago, but I didn't do it last year, and I wanted to go back and see if you guys wanted to know who my top 10 backcourts are. This was a little harder because I feel like some of the backcourts got weaker either through trade or injury, or they just haven't been able to find the other all-star caliber shooting guard or point guard on their team. But at the end of the day, I still was able to get mine. I want to know what you guys have for y'all list in the comment section below. But first, I'm going to start off with some honorable mentions, some teams that has a good backcourt, but I couldn't put them on the list because they just wasn't good enough to crack the list, even though it's debatable. This is just my list. So let's get into it. Mike Conley with the Memphis Grizzlies. They trying a lot of different people with them, even trading for Justin Holiday. But it's just not good enough. They're out of the playoffs. They still need more help offensively. They still need somebody consistently can shoot threes on the perimeter outside of Mike Conley. They still trying to figure it out. I think that at the end of the day, the Grizzlies have always been a team that a lot of people respect. And they still have a chance to make the playoffs because they still right there. But I think they still need a little bit more of a push, a little bit more help, especially in the modern day NBA. I feel like they are just a little bit tad out of sync and outdated, even though they still can make the playoffs. If they really want to make a real push, they're going to have to upgrade their backcourt, which they tried to do with the Justin Holiday trade, but he's not going to be good enough. Bryn Forbes and DeMar, you know I love me some Bryn Forbes. I have him as one of my most underrated players, and I told you guys that the Spurs would be just fine losing Kawhi Leonard for DeMar DeRozan, and so far they've been good. They got off to a good start, then they flopped a little bit, then they came back to earth right now where they're a decent team defensively and a decent team offensively, and they're knocking down threes, they're knocking down shots. Marcus is having a great month of December and going into January. DeMar DeRozan has been their most consistent player, but I still think that Bryn Forbes and DeMar just not good enough right now. But if it was DeJounte Murray and DeMar, maybe they'd be in the crack the top 10. But Bryn Forbes has just been a great spot-up three-point shooter and great transition player. He knows his job, he knows his role, and he does it. But it's not good enough to crack the top 10. And the last one is the Suns. They have one of the best shooting guards in the entire NBA in Devin Booker, and they partner him with DeAnthony Milton, and they got rid of Eric Bledsoe, Brandon Knight, and Goran Dragic. Now they have no point guard to pair with Devin Booker, and that's the main reason why he did not crack the list. He's good enough alone to secure a spot, but with DeAnthony Milton being his other compadre, it's not enough to take down other backcourts by himself. Number 10, Victor Oladipo and Darren Collison. Now, this do sound a little silly, but they have proven that they can make the playoffs together. They have proven that they can win and close games. And even when Victor Oladipo was out, they still was able to stay afloat and have an efficient offense and defense. And players stepped up. I'm not the biggest Darren Collison guy, but he has shown that he's a solid player at worst. And Victor Oladipo has shown that he's one of the top 3, top 5 shooting guards when healthy. He's not showing that this year because he's not healthy, but he has shown last year that they can compete with teams, even if it's LeBron. And Victor has been one of the better players in the NBA, and he's a two-way player at that. Number 9, Kyrie and Jaylen Brown or Marcus Smart or whoever you want to put at the shooting guard position. The Celtics have been struggling, and they've been struggling trying to find out what lineups work and who they should use and who's the high hand every game. They have been battling some inconsistencies, but Kyrie is a all-star, all NBA caliber player. He's a champion. He's one of the clutch players in the NBA. He can take over games. He can carry loads over the offense. He has become a better playmaker. But Jaylen Brown is not nothing to sneeze at. Neither is Marcus Smart. These are two-way players that can really lock up their position when they locked in and they can make shots. I prefer Jaylen Brown because he's taller and more lankier and longer, and he's a better shooter. But Marcus Smart has been a fan favorite in Boston, and on top of that, the whole NBA seems to love him because he plays hard. Number 8, Ben Simmons and JJ Redick. JJ Redick has became a way better player than a lot of people thought, being able to create his own shot now, put the ball on the floor, come off screens, hit spot up threes, get out in transition. He's been able to do a lot of things at this point, but I still feel like Ben Simmons is just not the offensive player that we thought he would be coming out of college. We thought he had developed on that end a lot more than he has really had, but he still has shown that he's an all-star. He definitely should be an all-star this year, and that will help them because he's going to be an all-star caliber player. But also, JJ Redick is like the perfect fit alongside a player like Ben Simmons, so you have to add him, or you can even add Jimmy Butler, but he actually played a 3 now, so if it was Ben Simmons and Jimmy Butler, they would have been up higher on the list. But the case that it's just him and Redick. Number 7, Doncic and Smith Jr. This was a tough one, but I feel like they don't play as well together, but they're still learning. But Doncic has been phenomenal with the ball in his hands. He's playing like an all-star right now. The guy can shoot the 3. He can put the ball on the floor. He can hit free throws. He can hit floaters. He can hit pull-ups. He can get to the paint. I love me some Doncic. 20 points a game, 5 and 6. That's better than LeBron James numbers coming into the league. And he's shooting a decent percentage from the field and above average from 3. And Dennis Smith Jr. is playing his best season, even though he only been in the league for 2 years. I've seen significant improvement in him. Their biggest thing is making it to the All-Star team, while also obviously getting to the playoffs will be a huge step for them in that direction of trying to become one of the elite backcourts in the game. But right now, they're not top 5, but they're coming close. And if they can get some All-Star appearances and some playoff berths, then they'll only move up this list. But remember, they're not even 25 yet. So they have a lot of room to develop and grow. Matter of fact, neither one of them is even 21. So that's the funniest part about it. Well, they're still under 22. So Fox and Hill, this is 2 players that basically like Ben Simmons and JJ Redick, they fit like a glove. They fit even better because they both do multiple things. De'Aaron Fox is a great playmaker, but he's also a guy that always in attack while trying to score. Ben Simmons not as aggressive, but De'Aaron Fox is a good playmaker, but he is a guy that can close games. He's one of the best fourth quarter players in the NBA right now. His team is winning enough games to be in the playoff race, and they might actually make it. We don't know. That's one thing that some of these teams got over them. But when you look at youth and you look at potential and you look at the fact that they both averaging around 20 points a game and they have been running and pushing the pace and been able to find and close games as a young team, you have to give credit that this could be one of the top 5, even the best backcourt if they can continue to grow and build that chemistry together, but also start getting some All-NBA and some All-Stars and some playoff berths. They should definitely fly up this list. These are 3 straight team players that never was even on this list until now. So it shows you how the NBA has formed and changed, and players have got injured, players have been forgotten, and players have moved on, and these new guys are starting to take their spot. Number 5, Murray and Harris. Jamal Murray, they're not the best defender, they're not the tallest, but their ability to handle the ball and create their own shot and play off the ball makes them a dynamic duo and one of the hardest duos to guard. The fact that they can create their own shot, knock down shots, and very just blitz you with threes. This team is very hard to stop, and especially when you put them around other players that can do the similar things. This backcourt has huge potential to be one of the best ones, and they already one of my top 5 backcourts in the NBA because of their 3-point shooting and because they get down in you and they play hard and they can go out there and create their own shot at worst, and they can even play off the ball. That's versatile, that's dynamic, that's something different. And this is another backcourt that wasn't on my list last year, and they flew up to the list in the top 5 this year. Bradley Beal and John Wall. Only reason why I have them up close, even though they're having a bad season, they still having a bad season as a team. But as a duo, they're still having some of the best seasons as a backcourt, and I feel like John Wall is definitely one of my favorite players. And I kept saying that Bradley Beal will eventually become an All-Star. The Wizards are significantly out of the playoffs right now, but they still could make it if teams start losing. They continue to go on the streak that they're on right now. But they both are All-Stars. John Wall made defensive All-NBA team and All-NBA first team. Plus, they done made it out of the first round multiple times, made it to the playoffs multiple times, and they have competed at the highest level in the playoffs, and they have fought some of the better teams in the playoffs and lost to them. So for them to be all stars and one to even make an All NBA team, and the fact that they done made it to the playoffs multiple times and got out of the first round gives them credentials to being one of the elite backcourts in the NBA. Three, CJ McCollum and Dame. They have one series together too, but the thing about them, they have finished high in the Western Conference. They're better shooters. They fit better than John Wall and Bradley Beal because they both can handle the ball. They both can shoot the three. They both can score off the dribble. They both can play make. They just complement each other so well when it comes to being a modern day NBA team. They're very short. They're not the best defenders, but they can really get buckets, and that's what makes them so hard to stop is the fact that they have every move in the book offensively. They just come at you aggressively and put you on your heels and just torch you every single possession. But Dame has been an all-star and an all-NBA first-team player. They have made it to the playoffs multiple times. They have even won 50 games before. They even have got out of the first round before. So they fit the credentials of being one of the top three backcourts. Harden and Paul made it to the Western Conference Finals. That puts them over everybody damn near in this list because they have been able to get almost there, even going up 3-2 against the favorite Warriors in the series and the favorite for the championship. Chris Paul goes down, they lose the series. Maybe if he would have stayed healthy, we don't know. Maybe they would have won. Maybe they still would have lost. We don't really know because we can't see it. It's a what if. But the fact that they did that and the fact that they made it to the Western Conference Finals and the fact that they're both all-star caliber players and the fact that James Harden was the MVP and scoring champion that year, that just helps you know that this is one of the best backcourts in the entire NBA, if not the best. But Chris Paul isn't the same this year. So if it was last year, they probably could be the best. This year, Chris Paul has had more injuries, and even when he was healthy this year, he hasn't played the same. So I had to drop them and keep them at 2. Steph and Clay, they can burn you. This team has been phenomenal. They is one of the best teams to watch, one of the funnest teams to watch. They catch fire from three. They can shoot very quickly. They won multiple championships as a backcourt. Steph Curry averaged 30 on 50, 40, and 90. Not only that, he was the MVP. Matter of fact, he won 2 in a row, and he won the scoring champion also. But he has also won 3 championships, and he is on pace to win 4 if everything goes right for the Warriors. And nobody in this backcourt has done that, winning championships, MVPs, and scoring titles, and All-Star appearances, and All NBA appearances. Is no more accomplished backcourt than the Golden State Warriors, Steph and Clay. So let me know who you guys think is the top backcourt, who your top 10 backcourts are. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description in the comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description in the comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. I make videos like this every day. I make breakdown videos. I also make videos that whether it's a trade deadline, NBA draft, NBA buyout, or even summer league. I make videos all year round. I try not to miss a day if I can. Thank you guys for watching. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching. That's why I continue to go. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm gone. And if you want any merchandise, it'll be down in the description below. Bye.